This is also from Mally Beauty. It was actually like a bundle that I got with these three things together. So this is the Plush Pen Brightening Concealer. Multitasking concealer offers medium to buildable coverage to help spot correct, brighten up darker circles, which I definitely have, or trouble areas without settling into lines or wrinkles. Now that is what I'm really curious about. I do love the sounds of this though. Jojoba oil, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin E provide moisture and free radical protection, while turmeric helps brighten and soothe delicate skin. I got the shade Light. So this is what it looks like. It's that same really pretty packaging, and then you can see kind of how much product you have left. So I think when I got this in, it has a little bit, because I think when I got this in, I swatched it on my hand, but I have not tried this on my face yet. So that's what it looks like. So we're just gonna try a little bit. I like to put mine kind of over here. It looks like it's gonna be a pretty good shade match. It's not very thick at all. So we're just gonna start with that, and I'm gonna kind of blend it out and see how it goes first. I like to blend out, it's very creamy. I like to blend out the majority of the product out first, and then because of the lines under my eyes, then I will bring it kind of up in the inner corner, but I don't go, like you can see, like I didn't go here at all, because that's where all of my lines are. This is blending out beautifully though, I will say that. So easy to blend out. Yeah, that is really, it's definitely like a medium coverage. It's definitely not a full coverage, but I also like to take my Beauty Blender and just kind of soften any lines. So I'm gonna do this same thing on the other side, and then I'm gonna see if I can build up the coverage just a little bit. But that's what it's looking like right now. It definitely did take some of the darkness away, and it definitely did kind of pull it forward a little bit, as opposed to this side. Like you can definitely see more of the dark circle, but I can still see more of the darkness than I would like. So I'm gonna see if I can build it up a little bit more on that side, but let's do this side first. So same thing, we'll just do the two dots. It is very easy to work with though, I do like that. And it seems to like a little bit goes a long way, which is nice. And it doesn't dry super fast, which is great as well. I don't like concealers that dry really fast and then you don't have time to work with them. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna take my Beauty Blender. Okay, so let's see if we can build it up a little bit on this side. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 2 more dots like that. I'm barely having to touch at all, which is nice. Yeah, that actually built up really nice. I'm really liking how this looks under the skin. So, under the skin, on my skin. So I'm just going to, again, just take my Beauty Blender just to kind of make sure there's no harsh lines. But yeah, I really like that. We'll see if it settles. I always have problems with settling, but we'll see. It's like concealer is one of those things that just always on the search for the perfect one. This does feel really nice though. I will definitely say that. It feels really nice on my skin. It feels hydrating. It feels almost a little bit like cooling. Maybe I'm dreaming that, I don't know, but it feels really nice. It definitely looks hydrating. It's like kind of got a little bit of a dewy finish, but I do see it settling into this line right here already. Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna have to be set with a powder, because I could see that this probably would be a product that would move around a little bit. I don't know if it would ever like fully set on its own. So let's do that. Let's just set with a powder and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is the powder I've been using. You can't get any more, but I don't think it's the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. This is just one I had stocked up a while ago. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on my brush. Tap off the excess. You wanna get as much off as you can, especially if you have fine lines. This is the Morphe E49 brush. And I'm just gonna put like the slightest bit under my eyes. I do not like to have a lot of powder under my eyes. And I'm just like pressing and kind of almost like, if you can see, I'm like kind of pressing down a little bit. Okay. And then what I do is I wipe my brush off on a towel to just get kind of all of that powder off of it. And then I just very lightly dust off like any excess powder. Like I said, I want as little powder under my eyes as possible. It's really just there to set the concealer, but if there's too much powder under there, it's going to be drying, and it's also going to just show my my lines that much more. Otherwise, I'm actually really liking how that's looking. It's not creating more texture on my skin or anything like that, and it looks pretty smooth under my eyes. So as of right now, I am liking how that looks. Now I'm going to use the same concealer, and I'm just going to use that to just highlight the center of my face as well. Okay, so now we're going to do my face before we set the rest of my face with powder. And so I'm gonna do the cream chiseled for my contour, and then I think I'm gonna try the cream of the shade Mirage for a little bit of bronzer. So we're just gonna grab chiseled first, get a little bit of that on my brush, and let's see how it does. Can't really see it. Let me try, oh, that is very creamy. Oh wow, boy, that feels amazing. It does feel amazing, but what I will say is it's very, like, almost balmy. I don't think it's gonna have like a ton of color payoff. Yeah, see, that's not really, so maybe I need to use a darker one. This might not be, let me try with my brush again, see if I can kind of get more on there with my brush. If not, then we'll just go in with our regular, what I've been using. It's just not giving much. We'll try it, we'll see. Just feel like I'm having to put like kind of a lot on my brush for it to, and I don't even know if you guys can see that. I think probably you can see a little bit. I like a very natural, like, kind of, I don't like my contour to be super dark anyway, but let's just see what we can get on the cheeks. Oh yeah, I was able to get, well, that's actually a lot darker there for some reason, so maybe I was able to get, it's a little bit too much. Put some on this side and then we'll blend it out. It's interesting that it's showing up more on my cheeks than it did up on my forehead. It is a very cool tone, which is good. I like to have a cool tone for my contour. But it is not super easy to blend out, I'm noticing. let me try my Beauty Blender just to kind of soften those lines a little bit. It's so funny, it barely showed up on my forehead. That did soften that up a little bit. You can see. It definitely is not as like user-friendly of a formula as the sticks that I've been using. But it does blend out really nicely. But it's not, I wouldn't recommend it for a beginner. As a formula to use for your face. Okay. A smaller brush for my nose and the center of my face that I do contour. I know it looks crazy, don't worry, I'm going to blend it out. See? And now we're all blended out. Okay, so this is a brush that we had at Transcend. We don't have anymore, so I apologize. But I am going to take that other shade that I showed you guys, Mirage, and I'm just going to see if I can kind of use it as a bronzer a little bit. I usually like to put my bronzer a little bit above my contour. Oh, that actually looks really nice, just to kind of help bring some warmth to the face, and it also kind of helps to transition so it's not just like a harsh line where contour is. Kind of just helps to blend that in. And then, like I said, I do have some powder products that I want to try today as well. So we'll put those on after I set my face with that powder. So we're going to take that same powder from Becca and we're going to set the rest of my face. Okay, so now we're going to take the powder of the chiseled, and what I like about this, what I do like about this is it's all magnetic, and it has like this little, I don't know if you can see, but this little spot right here where you can kind of put your thumb and take out the pans, which I like because I have a bigger brush for, like it's a little bit bigger, that I like to use for my powder contour, and I don't want to get it into the cream that's right next to it, so I kind of like that you can take out the pan and I can really just kind of get it on my brush that way, which is kind of nice. I kind of wish it was the other way around. I will say that about this palette. I wish that the cream formulas were the smaller pans and that the powder formulas were the bigger pans, just because I feel like I will use the powder formulas a lot more, but that's okay. So we're going to try this as our powder contour, which you can still see the contour even after I set it with powder, but we're just going to see how this does. So I feel like that gives like a nice pigment, but not too strong, which is nice. Just gonna get some more on my brush, and I always tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna lightly, like super lightly, add some more there. Yeah, that really definitely deepened that up, so I'm gonna want to blend that out for sure. I don't know that I love it for I mean, I like the shade. We'll see how it blends out. We'll see how it blends out. It's harsh, but I also did kind of go in a little heavy with it, so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my powder brush and just using whatever powder is on it still from setting my face, I'm just going to kind of soften that a little bit. That actually blended out really nicely. Okay. It's not looking like patchy or anything like that. That I'm noticing. It doesn't look as seamless though. As other products that I've used in the past. So I don't know if it'll be my favorite, like my go-to, but let's put this back in here. Oh, that's nice. It does say on the back too what color. Okay, so we'll put that in the back there, and we're gonna try our new bronzer. So this is from Ilia, and it's the Night Light Bronzing Powder. And it's in the shade Drawn In. It says skin that looks like skin. A clean, talc-free, finely milled powder that delivers a natural bronzed look. Buttery, soft textures blend easily and can build from a natural sun-kissed glow to a more dramatic payoff. Built-in mirror for easy on-the-go application. So, and it's nice packaging, just nice simple packaging I like. It says, "We believe in better." And so this is the color that it is. And it looks really nice. So let's try that. I'm gonna just wipe off on a towel the brush that I used for the cream bronzer, and we're just gonna kind of go in here. There is a lot of kickback with it. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and we're just gonna see what this does. I do like the color. And it's a nice big pan, which I like as well, so it will last a while. It is the perfect shade for me for bronzing. Okay, so I think that that is looking good for that.